And closely related is Kenya's race to host the 2027 Afcon, and of course, Sports CS Ababu Namwamba was last week busy handing over the facilities for renovation to the Kenya Defence Forces. Let's take a look at how that went down and basically what it portends. That's basically the master plan that Namwamba had in place. Nyayo Stadium, Kasarani Stadium, Talanta Stadium to be built, and of course the Kipchoge Keino Stadium in Eldoret. Isia, let me begin with you. You can see the images rolling on the screen, but basically this is the first time we are bidding to host Continental Championship with no success. Will it attain the goal this time round?
I remember Swila covering the election when Ahmad became the president of CAF. And there was a very interesting documentary that that time it was raining in Addis Ababa. For the first time we had the former president of CAF, Isa Hayatu, saying that he was called when we wanted to host the Afcon 96, 97, and it was a question of politics. We could not do it, Stadia, we could not do it because somebody felt that it was not right for somebody to win Afcon for Kenya that time. I'm saying it's a question of goodwill, political goodwill. This Stadia that we are seeing the designs here can be done very fast. I've always said that we have the capability. Swala huwa ni nia.
Nia. Hakuna nia. Ludwig, maybe let me rope you in here. In 1996, we earned the nod to host the Afcon. We didn't. Fast forward 2018, again, the nod to host CHAN. Our facilities were appalling. Do we stand a chance this time around, Ludwig? And what really needs to be done? Shitera talks, Isia talks of the goodwill. Do you think we have sufficient of that?
Well, the big announcement is being made in the next 3 days. I think we ought to have waited for that big announcement, because what has taken place is definitely going to have ramifications with respect to the ongoing activities, not limited to football. Two, it also depends. The two times, say for the politics that are at play at times, have always got us, not ready. Even after having won, the bids in the two times that we've won for Afcon and CHAN. It is not just a question of the stadiums. A lot of things. In that inspection, many things are taken into consideration. For instance, if your venue is Kasarani, what is the mode of transport to and from the match? What kind of hotels do we have? What kind of security do we have? It's a myriad of other issues. So if we will concentrate on the stadiums, of course, which are major, and leave other aspects which are equally critical, then we are not being honest with ourselves. But if I was to make such kind of a decision, I would have waited for the big, announcement coming up on the 27th by the CAF Exco on who will host the 2027 Afcon.
Arocho, XCO says probably we're jumping the gun, but it's a matter of national interest. Do you think we can go the full distance?
First and foremost, I think our bid will go through. The reason why I think our bid will go through is that look at the other countries that also came into the bid, Morocco, Algeria. These are countries that have hosted this event. I remember when the FIFA president, Infantino, was in Tanzania, when he came to Tanzania. This is where this idea was mooted. And I remember him challenging the Tanzanian Federation president to go for it. And that's when he suggested Kenya and Uganda. The weakest link in this bid for me might be Kenya, Because look at how Tanzania are so far moving with their progress. Uganda also doing something. Coming back to your question, I think we can host it with time. He said so well that with time and the kind of manpower that is now behind it, the military, given deadlines, we can do it.
Actually, that's what I was going to Shitera. And here, you've talked of the military. These facilities have been refurbished before. And that's what people are not pointing down. Not once, not twice, not thrice. And millions, actually billions have been pumped. But look at the end results. It's an ISO.
I think the aspect of the military to me is a plus. I was with Geoffrey Mwamburi in Egypt.
Cairo,
actually, yes. All the infrastructure in Egypt is done by the military. And this is where precision comes in. And we borrow some terms that we want to have it with a military precision. And in Egypt, I can clearly tell you the infrastructure is world class, courtesy of the military. Coming back home, look at what the military did at the Ulinzi Sports Complex in 8 months. I think even as we bid for Afcon, the Ulinzi Sports Complex will be used probably as a training facility. It has everything. And to me, this is the positive in what the CS Ababu Namwamba is doing, that with the military, there is no excuse. There is no job that will be left undone. Look at what we have in the name of Nyayo Stadium, refurbished and reopened by the former President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2021-22. It's a shame what was renovated at Nyayo Stadium. In fact, as Arocho usually points out, instead of renovating, they went away with the scoreboard.
They went away with our scoreboard.
The renovation at Kasarani. Kasarani was closed down for 3 years, from 2017 to 2021. Look at what they presented to us in the name of renovation. That was a sham. So, in my view, I give the CS a nod that this is the way to go. This is the direction that we need to take for Kasarani, for Nyayo, Kipkeino, and probably the new Talanta Stadium that will be put up. And I think going into the bid, we have what it takes to get the hosting rights as the 3 nations pamoja bid. And just to add on it, we forget, we have Kirigiti Stadium in Kiambu. These are stadiums around us that can be used to facilitate trainings as we wait for the stadium to be complete.
Zita, real quick, before you go to the fans zone.
Don't forget about the M-Pesa Foundation stadiums. They're good for training too. I just want to talk about the, he was talking about, we are just looking at what the stadiums, and we're not looking at the hospitality. I know we have the best hospitality.
Yeah, we hosted the African Climate Summit.
Yes, we hosted that, and then we hosted even the marathon here in we've done it here. So for me, I'm not worried about the hospitality and security issue. The only thing I'm worried about is we've put something down. We will need to see the work, the progress of the work. Tunataka kuona mjiko imeingia wapi kwa mchanga, so that we go ahead. Okay, now the stadiums are being renovated.
Maybe. As we see, just before we wind up, probably Ludwig, this is your chance maybe to make your final sentiments on this. Maybe your message to the government, to the sports stakeholders.
Well, as I said, I think we ought to have waited for the big announcement, because like everybody else has said, renovations have taken place before. But why do we continue scoring 0? Yeah? Because, for instance, at Nyayo, where is the media tribune? There are specific let me say technical specifications that are required, failure of which it doesn't matter who comes in, because the military, of course, yes, they are coming in with the workforce, which we appreciate. But is that workforce going to be part and parcel of what is technically required? Because at the end of the day, we can waste time and money, and like we've done before. So to the government, the minister, thank you very much, but ensure that the technical specifications laid down by FIFA and CAF this time round are put into utilization so that we stop this merry-go-round day in, day out and waste taxpayers' money.
Thank you very much. Lodvi Kaduna, that's the former Football Kenya Federation CEO, gracing the show and giving us his expert view. And now, Zita Jimoi, got time to interact with the fans out there just to give their thoughts on this, on the fan zone. Let's take a look at that.
Hello guys, welcome to the fan